Welcome back to Iraqi Dinar Hub, your trusted platform for analyzing the latest shifts involving the Iraqi dinar, global currency movements, and the rapidly evolving economic framework of the Middle East. As we assess the current financial atmosphere, it is evident that a profound transformation is taking root within Iraq, propelled by a series of calculated strategic reforms and institutional reorganizations. The nation is currently steering through a defining chapter in its economic history, distinguished by a vigorous renewed emphasis on monetary sovereignty and the modernization of its financial systems. International investors and global market observers are monitoring these developments with intense scrutiny as the Iraqi government and the Central Bank of Iraq, CBI, collaborate closely to construct a more resilient and sustainable financial architecture. This aggressive journey towards stability encompasses intricate policy decisions designed to integrate Iraq more effectively into the global economic fabric while simultaneously addressing the practical, daily requirements of its citizens. Today, we will explore the specific mechanisms and official announcements that are actively sculpting the current narrative of the Iraqi dinar. The shift to lower denominations. The discourse surrounding the Iraqi dinar has recently escalated, driven by a sharp focus on the imminent introduction of smaller currency denominations, colloquially known as lower notes. This initiative represents far more than a mere technical adjustment. It signifies a fundamental restructuring of how the Iraqi economy is projected to operate on a functional level. For decades, the dominance of large denomination notes has complicated even the most basic transactions, resulting in widespread logistical inefficiencies and a dependency on informal, often inaccurate, pricing adjustments. By transitioning towards smaller denominations, the Central Bank of Iraq intends to establish a highly practical and accessible currency system that mirrors the efficient structures of stable, modern economies. This transition is specifically engineered to make everyday purchasing more precise, enabling a more accurate valuation of goods and services across the market. Government officials and banking experts are increasingly framing this move as a vital step toward fostering a financial environment where every citizen can participate with enhanced ease and transparency. Political leadership and exchange rate targets. Prime Minister Mohammed Shia al-Sudani has recently emerged as a pivotal figure in these high-level discussions, particularly following his allusions to a potential exchange rate target that has ignited widespread interest within the financial community. By signaling a target range of approximately 1.20 Iraqi dinars per US dollar, or a return to pre-1990 valuations, the Prime Minister has offered a transparent glimpse into the administration's long-term strategic vision for the currency's value and durability. This specific valuation has been echoed in various official capacities by the Central Bank of Iraq, indicating a remarkable degree of synchronization between the nation's political executive and its primary monetary authority. Such cohesion is imperative for the success of any major currency reform, as it exhibits a unified strategy dedicated to restoring robust confidence in the national financial system. This coordinated methodology is crafted to dampen market volatility and supply a lucid roadmap for the dinar's future function, both within the domestic marketplace and in the wider arena of international trade and foreign exchange. Strategic sovereignty and stability. The deepening strategic partnership between the Iraqi government and the central bank extends well beyond simple numerical targets. It is a holistic endeavor to attain genuine economic self-determination by bolstering the dinar and enhancing monetary stability. The authorities are vigorously working to diminish the nation's historical susceptibility to external economic shocks and volatile currency fluctuations. This pivot represents a monumental stride toward constructing a financial system that is resilient, transparent, and fully equipped to sustain long-term growth. The introduction of smaller denominations also serves a critical psychological function, reinforcing a public perception of restored value and stability. When citizens witness their national currency being managed with such precision and foresight, it cultivates a collective sense of progress and national unity. These reforms are integral to a broader narrative of national reconstruction, where the financial infrastructure is being modernized to satisfy the demands of a country eager to reclaim its rightful stature on the global stage. Parliamentary oversight and market signals. Recent intelligence from within Iraq suggests that the Parliamentary Finance Committee has been conducting frequent, intensive consultations with the central bank to guarantee that these reforms are executed with maximum efficacy. These high-level discussions underscore a mutual commitment to elevating the purchasing power of the Iraqi people and streamlining the complexities of the banking sector. One of the more compelling developments involves reports that specific currency redemption and exchange centers have commenced displaying fixed rates, a move that has fueled further speculation regarding the timeline of imminent changes. While the public often interprets these displays through various lenses, they undeniably contribute to a growing narrative of operational readiness and advanced planning within the financial sector. Furthermore, there is persistent chatter regarding contract rates, a concept frequently linked to major transitions in currency valuation. While these rates may not yet constitute formal mainstream policy, their persistence in public discourse reflects a heightened level of engagement and anticipation for the future. Geopolitical realignment with the United States. The geopolitical aspect of Iraq's economic reformation is undergoing a tangible shift, most notably in its evolving relationship with the United States. Astute observers have documented that the bilateral connection is maturing from a primary focus on military and security cooperation toward a much deeper, multifaceted economic collaboration. This realignment is a pivotal element of Iraq's strategy to modernize its financial institutions and secure expanded access to international markets. Enhanced economic ties with global superpowers provide Iraq with essential technical assistance, investment capital, and the institutional support requisite for carrying out complex monetary reforms. This transition signals to the world that Iraq is being viewed less as a security-dependent state and more as a rising economic partner. As the nation demonstrates a steadfast commitment to regulatory transparency and international compliance standards, it transforms into a far more attractive destination for foreign direct investment, FDI, which is indispensable for the long-term health of the Iraqi dinar. Changing sentiment in the banking sector. Even within the typically conservative professional banking community, there is a discernible shift in sentiment regarding the future prospects of the Iraqi dinar. Financial experts and banking professionals, many of whom may have previously harbored skepticism regarding the currency's potential, are now critically evaluating the structural improvements being implemented by the central bank. The rigorous focus on anti-money laundering (AML) measures, enhanced regulatory oversight, and the comprehensive modernization of payment systems has not gone unobserved. These systemic modifications are establishing the groundwork for a stable and credible financial environment, which is a non-negotiable prerequisite for any meaningful currency appreciation. The swelling confidence among domestic and international banking entities suggests that the current reforms are viewed not merely as superficial adjustments, but as foundational strides toward a resilient economy capable of supporting a stronger national currency, thereby positioning Iraq for greater leverage in the international financial system. Public education and readiness. To ensure the general population is adequately informed and prepared for these forthcoming shifts, the Central Bank of Iraq has inaugurated an extensive public education campaign. This initiative encompasses the release of instructional videos and detailed informative materials specifically designed to elucidate the mechanics of the currency transition and the tangible benefits of the new denominations. By prioritizing transparency and public readiness, the central bank is actively working to mitigate confusion and arrest the spread of misinformation during this sensitive period. These educational endeavors are a definitive indication that the authorities are committed to an inclusive transition process where every citizen comprehends the measures being undertaken. The specific timing and broad scale of these campaigns suggest that the government is confident that the necessary groundwork has been successfully laid and that fewer obstacles remain on the path to full implementation. Empowering the public with knowledge is viewed as a vital strategy for preserving social stability and cementing trust in the country's evolving financial institutions. Speculative valuations and future outlook. While the ultimate future value of the dinar remains a topic of intense debate, some analysts have begun to proffer more optimistic projections grounded in Iraq's current economic trajectory. For several months, anxieties persisted regarding a potential decline in the currency's value, but recent developments have definitively shifted the focus toward a scenario of stabilization and growth. Some experts speculate that if Iraq can successfully re-enter global financial markets under favorable conditions, the dinar could eventually stabilize within a range of 1.10 to $1.30, often cited as 100 to 130 dinars per dollar in revaluation terms. It is crucial to acknowledge that these figures remain speculative and are contingent upon a vast array of factors, including political stability, oil production quotas, and the flawless execution of central bank policies. However, the mere fact that such positive discussions are occurring represents a monumental departure from previous years of economic uncertainty, reflecting a growing conviction that Iraq is finally progressing toward a predictable and internationally recognized currency regime. tangible benefits for the citizenry. The introduction of lower denominations is widely regarded as the cornerstone of the broader plan to engineer a more functional and inclusive monetary system. For many years, the Iraqi people have been forced to navigate the logistical challenges of a cash-heavy economy where large notes were the standard, even for the most minor purchases. This reality created countless daily inconveniences, such as perpetual difficulties with making change and a severe lack of pricing precision in local markets. By introducing smaller notes, the central bank is facilitating a tangible improvement in the daily lives of ordinary citizens, drastically simplifying the process of buying and selling goods. Beyond the immediate practical benefits, this reform signals that the national currency is being redesigned to serve the specific needs of the domestic economy rather than catering solely to large-scale government or international transactions. This move toward normalization is essential for constructing a healthy, self-sustaining economy that can thrive independently of external currency fluctuations or an over-reliance on the US dollar. Psychological impact and social unity. Psychologically, the presence of smaller denominations circulating in the economy can have a profound impact on how value is perceived by the public. In an environment historically characterized by high inflation and a reliance on foreign currency, the reintroduction of a full range of national notes reinforces the concepts of stability and permanence. It encourages citizens to utilize the dinar for a wider variety of transactions, which in turn strengthens the overall demand for the currency. This shift is particularly vital for small businesses, rural populations, and lower-income individuals who are often the most adversely affected by the inefficiencies of a limited currency system. By making the financial system more inclusive, the government is ensuring that the dividends of economic reform reach all strata of society. This sense of shared progress is vital for maintaining robust public support for the broader agenda of modernization and institutional reform that the country is currently pursuing. Institutional alignment and communication. The strategic meetings between the Parliamentary Finance Committee and the Central Bank of Iraq stand as a testament to the high level of institutional alignment currently present within the country. These discussions represent a sharp departure from the fragmented and often contradictory approaches of the past. As both political and financial leaders align toward a common set of objectives, the focus remains on ensuring that monetary policy is grounded in economic reality and supported by the necessary legislative frameworks. Reports of fixed rates being displayed at certain exchange locations, whether intended as a signal or an operational beta test, have captured the public's imagination. While official confirmations are often slow to follow such observations, they contribute to an environment of heightened awareness. These signals suggest that the government is carefully managing the narrative of the currency transition, aiming to build momentum while simultaneously preparing the market for inevitable shifts in the exchange rate. De-dollarization and banking modernization. The transition of Iraq's international relationships from a security-centric focus to one based on economic collaboration is perhaps one of the most significant geopolitical shifts in the region. This change is not occurring in a vacuum. It is a deliberate component of Iraq's strategy to achieve long-term stability and sovereign control over its financial destiny. Economic collaboration delivers a host of benefits, including improved access to global banking networks and expanded opportunities for international trade. This realignment supports Iraq's efforts to reduce its reliance on the US dollar for domestic transactions, a process often referred to as de-dollarization. By strengthening the dinar and modernizing the domestic banking sector, Iraq is positioning itself to become a more independent and capable actor on the world stage. This evolution in international relations is a key driver of the confidence currently observed among investors and financial experts watching the Iraqi market. Conclusion: a path to prosperity. Achieving a stable and internationally recognized exchange rate is one of the ultimate goals of Iraq's current reform agenda. A stronger and more stable dinar would serve as a powerful signal to the world that Iraq is a predictable and reliable location for business, while providing the government with a crucial buffer against fluctuations in the global oil market. The decision to phase out the long-standing practice of dollar auctions by the end of 2025 is another major milestone, demonstrating confidence in the country's ability to manage its currency through standard banking channels. As the government continues to move forward with purpose and clarity, the narrative of Iraq's economic resurgence becomes increasingly compelling. The focus is no longer just on survival or recovery, but on growth, modernization, and the building of a prosperous future. Thank you for joining us at Iraqi Dinar Hub. We will continue to provide you with the insights and updates you need as this fascinating journey of global finance unfolds.